Hey YouTube, Captain Mark here from King's Landing Sport Fishing. I've been getting some requests for my best of videos for 2024. Typically I do one long video. What I'm going to do this year, I'm going to do a little different. I'm going to piecemeal it out. And so today is going to be the first video I'm going to do. And it's going to be my best of, and it's going to be about my Coho and rainbow spoons when I'm fishing out in the blue zone. I'm also going to talk about a couple of probably standard tactics people use when they're trying to present those spoons, but I'm also going to talk about something a little different using one of these right here. So let's get started. I'm going to start by saying, first of all, when I'm typically fishing out in the blue zone, it's a bright sunny day. Typically, I'm looking for good weather. I don't want to get caught out there in a storm. I don't want to get caught out there in winds, because where I fish, I could be anywhere from 10 to, I think, 17 miles offshore. When I talk blue zone, for me, I'm talking 350 is where I like to start fishing. Like I set up maybe around 320, and I start fishing around 350, and I could go all the way out to the borderline. Other times when I know the good water is way offshore, especially if I'm hearing from my U.S. buddies that they are getting good fish on the U.S. side, I may power up and go all the way to the borderline on my chart, and then literally turn the boat around and then start trolling and literally troll all the way back in through my, my 5-6 hour charter, call it, and then pull rods and power up whatever way I have to go back in to get to the marina. Because I'm talking about typically being a nice, good, sunny day, you're going to see that most of the spoons I'm going to talk about, they're pretty bright. They got UV, they got silver. That being said, at the end of this video, I am going to talk about a couple that I add into the spread if I'm out there and it's a rainy day or an overcast day or a bit more of a darker day. Typically, it's not dark when I set up out there because I have a trek to get out there, and I'm not going to run with customers on the boat in the pitch black. It's just not safe. So I typically don't have to worry about what are those first light spoons when I'm fishing Coho, but I do have to have some tools in the toolbox if I'm out there and it's a bit more overcast. Overcast, dark, rainy, cloudy, so on and so forth. Anyways, let's get started. I call this top 6, top 7, because there's a few of them I'm going to talk about that I can use quite interchangeable in the spread. The first 2 spoons, these are actually some Project Salmon customs. I started with these ones last year. Is where I started to actually make these, knowing that we're going to start offering these for customers. Have been using variations of these for years on my boat. And I should say that all of the spoons that I'm going to talk about today, the Chinook dye we're going to talk about, all available on projectsalmon.ca. That being said, you'll notice some of the products can be purchased other places as well. So don't feel like, we're the only place you can get it. Except for these first 2, we are the only place you can get these. And it's these 2. I've got Coho's Animal right here. Bright orange. If you know anything about Coho and Steelhead, they love orange, especially Coho. Bright orange, it's got the animal print, and it's got a glow eye on it. This is a standard size that's available in standard and mag. I will tell you, though, when I'm fishing for Coho and Steelhead, typically, always on the standard. I don't typically run the mag for them out deep. I find they love to chomp on the standard size. The only time I might run the mag is if I know that the bait fish is huge. Typically, I'm finding the bait fish when I'm out later in the season. There's varying sizes, and this one just seems to be money. Interchangeable with that one is this one, Coho's Demise. Coho's Demise, it's the same orange, has a black gloss ladder, and it has a same glow eye. Silverback again. These 2 can be used interchangeably with each other, right? Oh, not sorry. These 2 can be used interchangeably with each other. They're very, very similar. Cohos love these 2. Absolutely love these 2. Okay, the next, I think I've got 5 spoons here. The next 5 spoons I've got, these are all Michigan Stinger spoons. Again, we have them available at projectsalmon.ca. And I'm going to kind of do them in a couple of batches because you can see where there's some similar themes on colors or they're interchangeable. The first one I can do on its own. I can tell you, I know a number of captains that this is in their go-to when they're out fishing for Coho and Steelhead offshore. And it is the UV Jager Bomb. You can see that UV tape, orange, pink, and green. Coho and Steelhead love this spoon. This is an absolutely fantastic spoon to have out deep. Sorry, I say out deep, not deep in the water. Usually it's up in the top part of the water, in the top, 35 to 50 feet. I'll talk a little bit about later where I'm running them. But this is definitely a top spoon when I'm fishing offshore in the blue zone. Next, these two are interchangeable. I've got the UV Can't Afford It, and I got the UV Veggies. And you'll see they're very, very similar. They both have that UV tape. They both have a chartreuse edge and a green edge. The difference is the mixed Veggie has the black eye, and it has the reddy orange top. I'll tell you, both incredible spoons out deep, but I'll also tell you this particular one right here. This one is one of my #1 money spoons when I'm looking for a slider out offshore on my downrigger. This one here and this one here, these are my slider spoons. If I'm fishing offshore, you'll see these guys, they do an incredible job. The next two that I'm going to talk about, again, Stinger spoons, similar colors. You've got this is the Dew Scum line, and you got the Lemon Ice. Dew Scum line, chartreuse holographic. You got a green band there with some glow, but you'll notice we got that nice red daughter on there. This one is great for Steelhead and Coho. And then the UV Lemon Ice. Something about this spoon, it just catches those fish offshore. This one's hammered, lots of bling. You can't really see the back on it, but lots of bling, catches those fish. So let's talk about how I'm actually presenting these when I'm out offshore. So I talked already. I like to have the Veggies or Coho's Animal. I like to have these on my sliders. I will put them on long lines, but these are my go-to for the sliders. When I'm fishing offshore, typically I'm fishing in the top 50 feet. Most of the time when I'm out there, the water has been pushed out there. The fish have been pushed out there. So I'm having to travel offshore, and the good temp for the Coho, for the rainbows is in that top 50 feet. Temperature-wise, I find I am searching for very, very high 40s, 49 to, call it 55. That's where I'm getting my bites when I'm fishing for Steelhead and Coho. So often, I say that often I am using lead core and weighted steel, the first two. Lead cores, I'm running the 4, 5, 6, and maybe 7 colors because that way I'm covering anywhere from 20 to 35 feet. And when it comes to the weighted steel, it could be a 100 weighted steel, 125, 150, or 200 weighted steel. Those will be typically the long lines I'm using. I've already talked about the downriggers. And then there's something else I do. I will run divers. I used to run a standard diver. I don't have one around here. But actually, at the end of the season, I changed it up. And I want to share a little tip. And it's actually probably, I think some of the guys in the spring use these for brown trout. But I've been using the Chinook divers offshore. When I'm fishing up in that kind of top 25, 35 feet. This is the #2 Chinook diver. You can probably see there's a little 2 on it. This is the #2. Chinook diver have 6 different sizes. Sure, you can run a #5 or a #6 and just let less line out, but then it's really close to the boat. What's nice about these #2s is when you let them out, they're further away from the boat. And what's cool about that, by being further away from the boat, you're not going to spook anything from being by the boat, and you're separating out your spread. I'll run these with 5, 6 foot leader behind with a spoon behind it. And what's neat about these, if I want to get this down 25 feet, you literally just take that number and multiply it by 3, and you let out 75 feet of line. If you want to get it down 30 feet, let out 90 feet of line. It's that simple. If you haven't given these Chinook divers a try, I recommend grabbing 2 of these #2s for when you're fishing offshore. They work real well. Okay, so now the last thing, before I forget, I did say to you guys there'd be 2 other spoons I'd show you. In the event I'm fishing out deep and it's a bit overcast. I need a bit of glow. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open the packs on these. So bear with me 1 second while I get the packs opened, and I want to show you these. So the first one is it's the glow frog, right? Michigan Stinger glow frog. But when I flip it around, It's glow with green dots on the back. This is a great, I'd say this is a great versatile spoon. You know, I can run this on a rigger down deep for kings when I'm fishing close to shore. I can put this out in the blue zone on a, 5, 6, 7 color, 150, 200 weighted steel. And I can catch rainbows and cohos on this, especially on those overcast days. The other spoon I recommend when it's overcast is, it's the Carbon UV green dot alewife. Let's see if we can get a good view of that. So it's black, it's got the UV, it's got the big glow eye, and the back looks just like that as well. Again, another great versatile spoon that I can also run, on a rigger, on a 300 weighted steel, 10 color lead core near shore. But when I'm fishing offshore and it's a bit overcast, it's another great spoon to have in your arsenal. Anyways, that's the first of my tip videos. Some of my go-to spoons when I'm fishing for coho, out in the coho and steelhead, I should say, out in the blue zone or offshore. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please click on that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. And like I said, if you want to get any of these items I've shown, they're all available at projectsalmon.ca as long as we still have them in stock. Anyways, thanks so much, and I hope you find the video of value, and I'll continue to bring you some more videos over the coming weeks. Thank you. Goodbye.